talk about this. Maybe we can work something out, though. Something, but, hey.
People suck.
I'm in the belief that 2 doors closed, 5 more will open.
Oh, there you go.
And I've always lived by that.
So let's go back down to some local music. When we come back, like I mentioned at the top of the hour, I see these guys at all the cons that I go to. So I want to ask them kind of how that strategy works into what they do and kind of what they're seeing out there, because we have seen, I remember doing Rock and Shock maybe 5 or 6 years ago, and it was a good convention, but it was it was a good weekend. Now they're actually turning people away from some of these conventions, but we'll talk about that in just a little bit. Before that, we're going to hear from a great local band. They're called Pals. This is a song called Reach. You heard it here on the Tony Jones Show.
Feels like I can breathe. Hold your time, no worse.
some Juicehead right here on the Tony Jones Show. Juicehead has some shows coming up. You'll be very excited to know. However, you will not be excited to know that if you're in our local area, they're in Illinois. So, but go to facebook.com/Juicehead. Check that out. They're back out there. Lorraine, the name of that one. Before that, we heard some local music. We heard from our pals, and that was Reach right here on the Tony Jones Show, online at tonyjones.org. On Facebook, it's facebook.com/Tony Jones Show. On the almighty Twitter, speaking about how things have changed over the years as we were earlier, the almighty Twitter. Thank you all for checking in with me on Twitter. It's amazing that, for those of you who don't know, tweeting and podcasts should, if you're serious about what you're doing, go hand in hand these days, because there's people all over the globe staring at Twitter looking for something to do. And if you have a great radio show going on, a podcast, a web stream, you got to get yourself on Twitter. I'm not just saying that because I'm a Twitter stock owner. I'm saying that because it's the truth. So it's at Tony Jones in RI. Thank you for checking in with me on the almighty Twitter. Of course, go to rifreeradio.org. In studio with me, we have Frankie B. Washington. We have JL Metcalf. And like I mentioned, well, twice now, way back at the top of the show, I see these guys at all the conventions, horror conventions, Comic-Cons, toy and comic shows. So how does that play into, I'm sure you guys are there having fun, but you're not just there. You're not there just having fun, I should say. How do the cons kind of play into your strategy for getting your art out there?
Well, it's fun, and it's a great way to engage with the audience, because that's what we love. We love being able to talk to people. We were at Terrificon, which was in Connecticut at Mohegan Sun a weekend ago or 2 weekends ago now. Mm-hmm. And one woman walked up and we just said hello to her, and she just was like, "Oh, I'm not buying anything." But, Frankie he was all about it. He's like, no. I just like talking to people. Yes. And that's the honest truth. Like, you don't have to buy stuff at our table. We just like to talk. I like to talk about my writing. He likes to talk about his art and his inspiration. And it's a lot of fun in that way. But it is also, it's a lot of work. I mean, we're both exhausted by the end of the con.
Well, you definitely have to have that salesmanship in there. Mm-hmm. The ability to be able to communicate with people. And, and try to tell a narrative that you're saying, look, I'm here. Clearly, yes, we're selling stuff. But it doesn't have to be something where it's in your face and trying to force somebody to buy something. The thing is, I want to walk you through the narrative, the journey of what I'm doing. When people come and look at my prints, I'm laying it out and I'm saying there's a story. Like I have prints that I've done of various anime shows like Force 5, and someone walks by and they look at it and they go, "Dude, I remember seeing that as a kid." And I go, "Yeah, I know that. I've set the narrative. I'm telling you right now that I saw that as a kid as well." Yeah. And so now we can get into discussion going. Or like I did a piece called, it was like the new Godzilla versus Pacific Rim, because I saw an article and they were talking about possibly having them do a movie together. Mm-hmm. And so I did it, and then I did this beautiful print up and illustration, and then people. That was like a huge seller at the show, because people would come up and they were just like, "Oh my God, dude, you just drew something that we've been thinking about."
Right.
And it just created a great conversation. And many times they would come by the table and they would just talk and then they would leave. Mm-hmm. But then next thing you know, guess what? A few hours, they're back.
Yeah.
And I always tell people, I say, look, when they come up, I will go, "Hey, how you doing? I totally understand. Walk around the show, see what's going on. There's so much to take in, and I'm here." And that's it. And I think that's the key thing. You can't just sit down at your table and have a mean look or a sad look on your face. And
you guys have high quality merchandise.
Yes. Yes.
But this person shall remain nameless. I think part of it is because I can't remember their name.
But nice.
Rock and Shock a few years ago, I had a guy that was in the booth next to me, and he just sat there miserable the whole time, frown on his face, staring at his cell phone.
No, not good.
We both happened to be staying at the luxurious Econo Lodge in Sutton, Massachusetts. So, of course, being at a con all week, we're ready to hit up the free food buffet, free breakfast buffet. And the guy was just complaining that he didn't make any money that weekend. And I'm thinking to myself, I know why you didn't make any
Yeah.
money all
Yeah.
weekend, because
Yeah.
you sat there with a
Negative
frown on
energy,
yourself.
man, don't help nothing.
Yeah, the first year
Yeah.
I went to Rhode Island Comic Con, I went as a spectator. I didn't have a table, and I was walking around with a friend of mine, and we walked down this one row, and every single person in that row, because nobody was in that row, because
Yeah.
everybody in it was miserable.
Yeah.
They either had their heads
Yeah.
down and were like looking at their phones, or they weren't saying hello. Like she and I were saying hello
Right.
to everybody, but no, they were just, and it was
Yeah.
just like we couldn't get off that row fast enough
Yeah.
because it just was like this. I don't want to buy any of your stuff. You're miserable, but because there has to be
Yeah.
some level of you're happy to be there. You're happy to be talking
My
about your
table
stuff.
is my table, and hey, look, I'm not bragging. My table is always busy, and plus it's
Yeah.
crazy because I'm doing commissions. So I'm doing
Wow.
commissions. I'm drawing, and then people come over and they want to talk to me.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Clearly, I love to talk. Did you guess that? but I have a ball doing it, and I love
Yeah.
that. So to me, man, I don't know. I that's my high, man.
Yeah.
What I don't understand, not to complain too much, but
Sure.
some of the conventions, the table, and then some people get the extra table, they get the end cap. You know,
Mhm.
it's $300, $400, $500.
Sure,
Could be up to $1,000.
sure.
Yep.
Why would you spend that much money on a table just to sit back there and be miserable? You
Yes.
can do that at home all weekend.
Exactly.
The riddle of the Sphinx right there.
yeah.
I don't know either.
Yeah.
I don't know why anyone would do anything, especially when you're investing that much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, it's got to be some kind